everyone. Okay, right, so if I explain this to you how it works, you know if you've ever had a chamois to clean the car with? So when it's dry, it's a little bit stiff. The idea of this is you literally put it into a bowl of water, it absorbs the water, you wring out the excess, and you put the coat on the dog, and then what happens is, it's a bit like, you know, the cooling pad, because what it does is it absorbs the dog's heat and it dissipates it. And I promise you, Owen's got one at home and it cools him down like that. You know, like he's panting actually a little bit at the minute. In fact, I tell you what, let's put it in the water just here. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to try and help him to cool down. So all you do at home, I mean, I just put it in the washing up bowl at home. You put it into the water. You let it absorb, obviously, as much water as possible. It's ever so soft, you know, and it's fully machine washable, by the way, this. But it literally is like a chamois. You know how chamois, they absorb all the water. See how much softer it's got already? See, look at this. But seriously, you know that weekend, do you remember the weekend when it was really, really hot? And he was getting himself in a right state in the garden. So I put the cooling coat on him. And it's also something that you can actually put on them when they're, you know, if you take them out for a walk as well. Because this lasts, I would say, between 3 and 4 hours. Obviously, it depends on how warm it is. But what you can do is when it starts to dry out and stiffen up a bit, you just literally put it back in the water and it just, again, it cools them down. So I'll just show you how you put it on. So you've basically got the Velcro touch fastenings just here. So I'm just going to undo these. And what we're going to do is just pop it on his back like so. Here we go. And then, honestly, I mean, he loves his. He really, really does. So all you do is you pop it around the front. So you've got the Velcro fastenings just here, so it's fully adjustable. I think that's actually a little bit big for you, babe, isn't it? You're not maybe as big as we thought. Maybe we'll get away with a large for you. And then this part here actually goes underneath the tummy. So it's really, really easy to put on. You can still put the collar on. You can still obviously have your lead on him as well. But that, honestly, and you can feel it because it's really nice and cool. Imagine it. It's going to absorb his heat, dissipates it, so what it does is it cools him down. So if you do have a dog, like Obi say, that's got quite a thick coat, I think these, again, are invaluable. And I tell you what we would do with ours as well. We haven't had to do it just yet, but it was really warm. You know, sometimes if he's in the back of the car and he's travelling, so I'd put the cool coat on him in the back of the car as well. All those times when you think you're worried about them overheating, put the cool coat on them. Brilliant. Don't you think it's a really good idea? I think it's absolutely superb. I really, really do. And I tell you why I love it, because you may remember we had Owen trimmed last year and we got told off by a few vets about it, because apparently you're not supposed to trim Malamutes. Maybe you've got a dog with a similar coat, because what they worry about is if the coat's going to grow back properly. But I thought it was the best thing for him. This year, what I'm really happy about is because I've got the cool coat, I don't have to worry about trimming him. I know I've got this now to cool him down. And he does, honestly, he loves it. I remember the first time we put it on him, it was out in the garden, it was when it was really, really warm, and he was panting, getting himself in a bit of a state. I put the cool coat on, and I would say within 30 seconds, he was much, much calmer. So for me, it's just brilliant. They're available for you on the website. We've got all the different colours available as well, and all the different sizes. Let me give